Hey there, I'm Andrew Kobianko, and welcome to the Laugh and Disaster podcast. We have a very special guest here today. His name is Liam. Liam, introduce yourself.
Hello. Thank you for having me on the podcast.
No problem, man. Liam is also going to be starting a podcast very soon. Isn't that right, Liam?
Yeah, it's going to be called the Sunset Nuka podcast
Yeah, exactly. Because, Sunset Sarsaparilla,
and
Nuka
Nuka
Cola.
Cola.
Yeah, exactly. For anyone who's
Or
played
which is better?
Fallout. Oh,
Or
Nuka
which is better?
Cola. Honestly, Nuka Cola.
Yeah, Nuka Cola. That's
Because,
better.
I think Nuka Cola is like Coca-Cola, and Sunset
Yeah,
Sarsaparilla is a root beer. I've never
yeah,
had a
but I
root
don't
beer.
drink. Yeah, I don't drink root beer, so
But have you ever had a root beer?
no. I just said I don't drink a root beer.
No, yeah, but that's the weird thing, right? Because I feel
I
like,
always thought root beer was like actual beer.
yeah, but it's not. It's like a soda. It's like a,
Yeah,
it's like a carbonated beverage, to quench your
yeah,
thirst.
yeah.
What about Vin, bro?
Vin.
Yeah, that's the other drink from Fallout. It's like the lesser known one.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, but when do you think you're gonna be starting the podcast? Like, I don't, not an exact date, but like, is it gonna be like tomorrow? Is it gonna be in like a couple of decades?
It'll probably be next week.
So
As soon as
okay,
I get
so,
to like,
so
'cause I still have to make an intro for the podcast. So
yeah,
once
yeah,
that's
yeah.
done, I can get started
So
now.
somewhere in between tomorrow and 2 decades.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, cool. And
yeah.
what are your plans for the podcast?
Well, I'm going to be talking about like music, video games, maybe movies, TV shows, whatever comes up.
F1.
Yeah, F1 as well, definitely.
Very important. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, what kind of music would you say is your thing?
probably like rock and metal mainly. But I do
Yeah.
like some like classical music, some electronic music,
Yeah. Yeah.
some
Actually,
jazz,
that that
funk.
that's something I feel like that I've always noticed like since we became friends. Oh yeah, for those
Yeah,
who doesn't know, Liam is also a fellow colleague of mine who does music and sound production.
yeah.
A Pro Tools boy.
Pro Tools, but yeah.
I'm gonna get sued by Avid now for saying that. um,
That's sued by DigiDesign.
yeah, exactly, bro. They're gonna come back for it with a vengeance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, what else would you like to talk about in your podcast? Like,
Um. Well, they're mainly like the main things I'm going to talk about, and like if depending on who I have on the podcast will determine like what we'll talk about.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
something that I've always liked about the podcast like format is because you could have anyone on. You can talk about anything. Like
Yeah.
you could have like I don't know, a doctor on. Ask him like some medical questions. You could
Yeah.
have
A poet on.
exactly, bro.
Whatever.
Anyone,
Yeah.
because it's just about sitting down and chilling with someone.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll be featured on Nuka. I was gonna say Nuka Cola,
A Sunset Nuka podcast.
Sunset Nuka podcast. But yeah, so once that is out, I will link the once. I mean, you have the channel and everything made, yeah.
Yeah, I have the channel made.
Okay,
That's it.
cool. So I'll link it down in the description for
Yeah.
people to subscribe. You can subscribe in advance,
Yeah.
even if there's no videos, because when then
Yeah,
there
yeah.
is videos, you'll be the first to know about it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But yeah. So what games are you into?
Well, I play a lot of Valorant.
Yeah.
Yeah. The game I played the most in my life would probably have to be either Ratchet and Clank Future Tools of Destruction or Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
They're like two games I played most of. Because when I got my PS3, it was like a slim one. So like it was the best version of the PS3.
Yeah.
And I got it back in like when it first came out like in 2009.
Yeah.
And I got it with I think I got Black Ops 1 with it. Or some COD that came out that same year. Along with Ratchet and Clank Future Tools of Destruction.
Sick. Yeah. I honestly I played PS3, but like I'd say it's one of the consoles I've played the least because I went like PS1, then PS2, then 360, then Xbox One and Series X,
in
whatever. But
in my opinion, the Xbox 360 was far better than the PS3.
yeah, I'd say I'd agree.
But
Like honestly, the only game that I really wanted to play that was only on PS3 was God of War 3
yeah,
because I loved the
like
God of Wars on the PS2.
yeah, like all the features that the Xbox 360 had, them features only came to PlayStation on the PlayStation 4, like the party chat and like the plugging headphones into the controller.
Yeah, honestly, no, yeah, no, like it's crazy to think about like how many things that are still standard nowadays in like
Yeah,
gaming and stuff were like really became a thing on like consoles back then.
yeah,
Cause I've been like PC mainly ever since like I don't know, yeah, I'd say around that. Like I played half of the Xbox generation mainly on Xbox, then I switched to
yeah,
PC.
yeah. One game I wish I had an Xbox to play was like Halo.
Halo. Honestly,
Because
it's
when
weird because I've
yeah,
I've always like had Xboxes and shit, but I never got that into Halo. Like the first Halo I can say that I really played is Infinite.
yeah, like my neighbor had an Xbox 360 and he had Halo Reach on it, and
Yeah,
it was like he said it was one of the best Halo games ever made.
I heard it actually from like Halo fans that Reach is a really good one. It's always like a divide between people who like Reach and who like Halo 3.
Yeah,
But I did play a lot of Gears of War actually. Gears of War
y-
3 I'd say was my favorite one.
yeah. Like I've never played it, but I've seen people play it.
Yeah, like the thing with Gears of War kind of happened like to me anyways is like a lot of like what happens to like games that become like yearly releases where like
Yeah,
it just wasn't a case of me being like holy shit, like I wonder is a new Gears of War going to come out, you know, or like when they announce it I'm like wow, I'm excited, you know. It was just kind of like okay, there's a new Gears coming out, you know.
kind of like how FIFA and COD release a new game every year.
Yeah, exactly. Cuz even with like COD, I played like all like every year till Modern Warfare 3. No, till Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 was the last one that I like bought without thinking about it, you know? And then I
Yeah,
kind of
like
like started looking.
for me, it was probably like I played up to basically all of them apart from like one or two.
Yeah, I think
Like I
I
have,
think I played all of them except for Infinite Warfare and World War 2 actually.
yeah, I haven't played Infinite Warfare or any of the like COD 1, COD 2, the
Yeah.
really old ones.
Yeah, I
Like the
played
first one
COD
I
3,
played,
first one.
yeah, the first one I played was World of War.
Honestly, one of the best COD games ever made. Like
And yeah, and I
I
haven't played the COD 4 remastered year.
yeah. Yeah, same.
But, yeah, but I have the original.
The original Modern Warfare.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah. And I know you also like Mortal Kombat,
yeah,
and I wanted
Mortal
to ask
Kombat.
you, what is your
Yeah,
favorite Mortal Kombat character, like ever? Not even like in like gameplay. I mean, like just like that you like the most or you find the coolest.
oh the Scorpio dude or what?
Scorpion.
Yeah, Scorpion.
Yeah. Okay. Honestly, Scorpion was my favorite character up till like I don't know, up till I was a certain age, because yellow used to be my favorite color. So
Yeah,
Scorpion was my favorite character. But now
yeah,
I'd say I don't know. I think I prefer my favorite characters are either Ermac or Noob Saibot.
yeah. They're really good.
Yeah.
But what would you say is which Mortal Kombat would you say you played the most of?
Played the most of. Honestly, I'd say it's between Mortal Kombat 9 and 10. I mean, I played a lot of that's the thing cuz I played them at different times, you know, like when I was younger, I played a lot of Mortal Kombat Deception and a lot of Mortal Kombat 4. Um but I'd say the one I played the most was probably 10 cuz I played it from like
Yeah,
from launch to like when 11 came out.
but the funny thing is, I played so much Mortal Kombat, but never owned a Mortal Kombat game.
You just played at like friend's house?
Yeah, and I got them off like friends' accounts on PlayStation.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
The only one I ever owned was Mortal Kombat 10 because it became free if you have PlayStation Plus. It
Yeah.
became like a free game. So it's the only one I actually owned.
Fuck yeah. No, Mortal Kombat 10 was amazing.
But what do you think about 11?
I like 11. I really like 11. I when it came out, I was like unsure about it because the gameplay changed quite a bit.
Yeah,
But I don't know, like
R-
having played more of it, I think it's more like the old Mortal Kombat's, you know, where it was like
yeah,
simpler kind of like not I don't mean simpler, but I mean like more the combos aren't as easy to make like to do like a 40 hit combo, you know?
yeah. Like I really like in Mortal Kombat 11. I don't know if 10 had it or not, but there's like the towers.
Yeah, the ones that like change every day. Living
Yeah,
towers. Yeah.
yeah. I really like them.
I think 10 had like a version of that, but not exactly that. Honestly,
Yeah,
what's really
cause I
cool
haven't played
is
it.
yeah.
I haven't played 11 in depth.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
11 is really good. If you get into it, it's really good. What I think is cool is do you know have you seen the crypt in 11?
yeah,
yeah, it's like a full on like 3D like interactive like game. You know, it's like an adventure game basically.
Yeah.
And I've heard, and I've not really so much heard, more as I hope, that they're gonna use that gameplay style for the storytelling in the next one. You know, do like an adventure mode.
Yeah, I hope they do that.
Because like that would be so sick if they did kind of like the old conquest modes, but more like Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, I'd say, where it's like an
Yeah.
actual like 3D adventure, and then you have like the 2D fighting. You know,
Yeah.
because I don't know, I do you like 3D fighters?
Yeah, they're pretty good. It wouldn't be my favorite, but they're pretty good.
You ever play Tekken?
Yeah, I've played Tekken, I think 7.
Yeah, I haven't played Tekken 7. The last one I played was Tekken 6, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, 7 was the only one I played.
Honestly, yeah, Tekken's pretty good, but like it's not. If I were to like rank the fighting games I've played, it would go like Mortal Kombat like up here, and then I'd say probably Tekken, honestly. Or like Injustice doesn't really count, I think, because it's like basically Mortal Kombat, you know?
Yeah, but like, which type of fighting game would you prefer? Like a Mortal Kombat style, or like a style that's like Smash Bros?
Oh no, I prefer Mortal Kombat 100%.
Yeah, same.
Because I much prefer like the kind of like idea of like attacking and stuff rather than like throwing people off.
Yeah,
You know?
and I hate fighting games that don't have like combos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the big thing.
Like,
Like, because even like stuff like Street Fighter, I never got that into Street Fighter, and it does have combos, but like I think it's because I played Mortal Kombat so much when I first played Street Fighter that like it just felt really weird, like the movement, if you know what I mean. It's just not my
Yeah,
thing. I don't really like the
yeah.
animations, how they kind of like freeze.
Yeah, I never played Street Fighter.
Yeah. I played. Have you ever played Soul Calibur?
No.
Soul Calibur is pretty cool, but like I feel like the main reason that I got into Soul Calibur ever was because there was like a create a character. You
Oh,
could like create your fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's honestly that's a feature that I wish like more fighting games would have.
Yeah. Imagine Mortal Kombat had that.
They did in like Armageddon, but like
Yeah, but like I'm in the newer ones.
yeah, and the better ones.
Yeah, the better ones. Yeah.
No offense to anyone who likes Mortal Kombat Armageddon, but
Or I'm pretty sure that one of the Mortal Kombat games on the Xbox 360 had like a Kinect feature.
yeah, like honestly, like with
Where you can, like,
VR,
yeah.
that would be so cool with VR. Like if you could do like Mortal Kombat VR, you know?
Yeah, because my neighbor who had the Xbox 360 had the Kinect.
Yeah, I remember on the Kinect there was like a kung fu game, like a side-scrolling kind of like beat 'em up, 2D kind of beat 'em up. That was really cool. Like I don't remember what it was called, but I remember playing at a friend's house because he had a Kinect, and you could. It was like one of the best integrations I saw of the Kinect because it was kind of like if your body touched them, it would work. So like you could throw punches, kicks, whatever, you know.
Yeah. Were Xbox with the Kinect trying to copy like the Wii? The
Oh,
original Wii?
definitely. Oh, 100%. I mean, like
Yeah.
it was like a. I feel like not an improvement, but like it was in concept an improvement on the Wii.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like the Kinect kind of made Microsoft go down a way that I wasn't a big fan of, if you know what I mean. Like a lot of the games that came out after the Kinect came out, I just didn't really care for.
Yeah. Like, have you ever played like the Wii?
Yeah, I played Wii. Like I played it at a friend's house,
Yeah, same.
but I never had a Wii.
Yeah, and I always liked like the motion control. I always liked like the sports, like Wii Sports.
Yeah. And the thing is, I feel like some games work better with like the Wii control set compared to like the Kinect control set. If you're playing like table tennis, for example,
Yeah.
because you're actually holding something, you know, rather than just being like your hand.
Oh yeah.
Unless you pick up a paddle and like start swinging it, but like you might throw it at your TV, you know, which would be unfortunate.
And then like, what Nintendo consoles have you played?
Honestly, I don't know.
Or own? Or did you own
No,
one?
I never owned any Nintendo consoles. Have you owned any Nintendo consoles?
Yeah, I used to have a DS.
Yeah.
And then my brother used to have a 3DS. And I don't know, is Game Boy made by Nintendo? Yeah, I used to have like an original Game Boy Advance.
Oh shit, that's nice. Yeah.
Back years ago.
Fuck yeah.
And then my cousins had a Wii.
Yeah.
And then my brother has a Switch.
Yeah.
One that I always wanted to play was like the Wii U.
Yeah, the Wii.
The
honestly, the
controller
Wii U
seems pretty
seems really
cool.
cool. Yeah. And it seems like a really like solid controller, if you know what I mean, like from a
Yeah,
controller's perspective.
it's like that's what the Switch was based upon.
Yeah. A
Because like
question.
the
Yeah.
go ahead,
No
go
question
ahead.
for you. What which game like franchise do you think has the best soundtrack?
You probably already know what I'm gonna say, but Doom.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. That's honestly like Doom. Like I'd say from even the very first one, like for the time,
Yeah,
the soundtrack was awesome. You know, because it
yeah,
was
it's
like
all like
MIDI
MIDI.
metal.
Yeah,
Yeah. No.
but
And
it's all rip-offs.
oh yeah. No. I know. Yeah. All the songs are like based on like either Pantera songs or Metallica songs or Megadeth songs. Yeah.
Slayer.
Slayer songs.
Yeah,
But it was still really cool, and I like how like they
yeah,
evolved it into like now they can actually make original like metal albums, basically like
yeah.
it's
Doom
metal with like
2016.
electronic elements.
Yeah, but for the funny thing for the Doom 2016 album, he was told in the brief no guitars,
That
and
didn't work.
he sent back a metal album. But
But
sadly, he
like,
got
what would you do if you
Nick
were like
Wood.
making the soundtrack for a game and they said like no guitars?
I wouldn't put guitars in it then.
You wouldn't.
Yeah,
But what
I
if it
would go
was?
get.
But what if it was like a game that it would fit? Like Doom, you know? Like you look at Doom, like you look at the gameplay, it's like metal, you know? It's metal as fuck.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like there's no way around it.
Uh, I might add guitars then,
Yeah.
or I might do like a version without guitars then, and see which sounds better.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like that's the best idea. Like, cause, and I kind of feel like that might be what he did. Like, I don't know how the development process went, but like, it has
Oh, it was
guitars, but it's
crazy.
not just guitars, you know?
Yeah, the development process was like crazy.
Yeah,
It was like wires upon wires upon wires. Is all
yeah.
you see when.
No, I imagine, cause
Because,
like the amount of shit that's in it, like, cause that's the thing.
yeah,
It's not just like a metal album. It's like a metal album with
yeah,
like shit ton of synths and shit.
yeah. He said that he just took a load of like he took like white noise and a sine wave and put them through like 50 different guitar pedals at once, and he like, corrupted the sound, and
Yeah,
then he like sent that sound into like an old Russian synth
yeah,
and tweaked it a bit,
yeah, yeah.
and then
Honestly,
that's how
is
he
that the
created
one
some
that
of
you
his
were
like
telling
synth.
me that like he had to like learn the language?
Yeah, for the like it's a polyfox, I think,
Yeah.
like Russian synth that was sent to him.
Here, wait, let me
You know,
search it
like
up. Let me see if I can pull up a
all
picture of it.
all the like all like the parameters are all like in Russian.
Polyvox. Oh, it's Polyvox with a KS.
Yeah,
This here, yeah?
yeah, it's all in Russian.
Yeah. Damn, imagine that, like, because, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with how synths work, like, but there's, like, a lot of parameters on it that will, like, that's the funny thing I find about, like, working with synths, because if you're working with, like, instruments, it's kind of like, what can you, like, play on them, you know? But with synths,
Yeah,
like, really easily, you can, like, create an abomination, you know?
yeah, that's what he used for like BFG Division, like the
Yeah.
synth part of that.
Because that's the thing, in a lot of like, I feel like soundtracks like that, you're trying to create an abomination, you know, like
Yeah,
just like distort the
and
shit out of the signal or whatever.
and then the Doom Eternal soundtrack, he went like even better. Like he went and got like he put like a thing out online that he wanted like male and female vocalists who were able to do like metal screams,
Yeah,
and like he brought them in and like made like a metal choir
fuck yeah, that's awesome.
for one of the songs,
Yeah, no, that's so sick.
and it's called Karen Tuck. But it's like spelled like really weird, like KAORENTUK, like three
Karen
separate
took.
words. Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's just like
like,
a whole choir shouting that.
what other like, what's your like second? Would you say favorite
Like
game
soundtrack.
soundtrack? Yeah,
Oh, that's a hard
or
one.
okay, let's say soundtrack in general. It could be from a movie.
A soundtrack. Star Wars.
Star Wars, like as a
Yeah,
franchise. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no, like I'd say like this thing. Star Wars definitely has, I'd say, one of, if not the most iconic soundtrack of all times.
yeah.
What's your
But
favorite like Star Wars track?
it could be like Order 66.
Yeah. What was that one
'Cause-
that you were playing that day?
Oh, that's Duel Fight of the Heroes, I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
called.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. The one we had to do for like an assignment where you had to pick the like a reference track.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Um, what is your
Well,
favorite Star Wars movie?
your favorite Star Wars movie is like picking your favorite child. Never easy. Or if I had to, because like there's the there's like the original ones that came back that were released like in the late 70s,
Yeah,
but they're not the first movies.
like chronologically, yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the first movie released is like episode 4.
yeah,
It was 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9.
yeah. I get you. So
I
like it
never
was one to
understood
three
why they
and the
did that.
prologue, and then 79.
They still even do that in the TV shows.
Yeah,
Like they release like one whole series, and then they release another whole series, and it's like in the wrong order.
yeah,
I was watching the new one. The book. It's called The Book of Boba Fett, and things that happen in a previous show didn't even happen in this one yet in the
yeah,
timeline.
yeah. Because it's like a prologue again. Like,
Yeah,
and that's the thing. I don't know. Because like, what do you think of Because I of like franchises that like kind of bounce around a lot in the timeline.
yeah,
That's something like that. Like for example, we were talking about Mortal Kombat. That kind of like bothered me is like when like it jumps so far up ahead in time in like the span of 1 or 2 games. And I feel like a lot of like movie franchises and game franchises do that.
yeah. Like one movie that always confused me with the timeline was the Terminator.
Yeah,
Like it was fine until the release. I think it was like the not the newest one, the one before the newest one, Genesis, I think it was called. That
yeah,
just like I understood the story, the whole like timeline and storyline, and then when they released that, it like threw me off
yeah, for
because
sure.
he's like the Terminator's like meeting himself from the first movie, but
Yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah,
also the same time he's meeting himself in the first movie, himself in the second movie is also meeting himself in the first movie,
yeah, yeah. So how does
and
that
it's just
work?
yeah, it's so confusing.
Because that's the thing. I feel like a lot of movies kind of like toyed with that idea, like in Back to the Future. You know when
But I
uh
think it kind of worked better in Back to the Future.
yeah, but like you know that scene where like I think it's in Back to the Future 2 where is it 2 where Doc, I don't know because I always watch 'em all three of them together, you know, so it's just
Yeah,
like in Back to the Future when Doc goes back and he meets like young Doc, you know, in 1955,
that's
and
the
he
first movie. No, that's the second one. It's the
it's in
second
the
one.
second one I think, yeah, it's in the second
Yeah,
one, and he has the DeLorean actually like parked like under the tarp right beside
yeah,
him. Because that scene is
yeah,
very important because not only does Doc meet himself in the past, we also learned that there were two DeLoreans there, you know, like they can't be there at the same time.
yeah,
Which leads to the thing with Back to the Future 3 that like they could have just gone like when Marty went back, they could have just gotten the gasoline from the original DeLorean that Doc took back like a few months earlier and put in the
yeah,
other one. Or changed the
yeah,
fuel tank or whatever, you know? They could have fixed it.
yeah. It was the fuel tank that was the problem.
Yeah. Because I think it
Yeah,
got like punctured by an arrow.
yeah. The thing in the back that the big tube that stuck out that the put food and crap into, wasn't it? It's
Yeah.
like
When they convert it into being like an organic like powered car.
yeah,
Honestly, like it's really cool. Like I've always found it really cool to like watch old movies and see what they thought the future was gonna be like.
yeah,
Because like even Back to the Future 2, like a lot of the things were like pretty accurate, but a lot of it was like we're not even close to that yet, you know?
yeah. Like hoverboards.
Yeah, and then like even smaller things like the pizza, like bro, like the pizza that they put in like a tiny pizza and it like grows into this like real nice looking pizza
Yeah,
because it doesn't even
you
look
see,
like frozen pizza like the ones that's like
I've
ready, you know?
noticed that a lot of shows and movies do that. Like sci-fi movies do that, where they like have a small bit of food and they add something to it and it grows really big.
Yeah, because
I
I feel
never
like
understood like
I think it's kind of like if you think about the way astronauts eat food, where it's like there's no water in it, you know, it's like
yeah,
dehydrated, everything's dehydrated.
yeah,
I feel like it's the
'cause-
idea that like, oh, if you can dehydrate it, you could like make it smaller and smaller
yeah,
until
because
you put water and it grows.
they did that like in a Star Wars movie where like if you sold stuff to this like robot, you got like these like ration packs,
Yeah,
and if you add water to it, it turns like into a big loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Like it never made sense.
Yeah. But that's cool. What have you ever watched Star Trek?
No, I've seen it like on the TV before, but like
No.
I've watched like 5 minutes off. It's like the thing about like Star Wars is like it was old, but it didn't seem that old.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
wouldn't, if you were to guess what year it's from, you wouldn't guess like the 70s.
Yeah, 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 I get you. Yeah, 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 for sure.
But with Star Trek, you probably would guess that it's that old.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like, especially like the first few ones. I haven't watched like a lot of Star Trek, but I watched a little bit of it. But like
Yeah,
the early ones are like really hard to watch. Like,
yeah,
I know people love them, but it was really hard. It's really hard to watch nowadays if you didn't grow up with it or you know.
yeah. And for the longest time, I've always thought I was watching the original Star Wars, but actually they were like re-edited versions of them
Yeah.
to make them look newer. Because there's one episode where they two guys were like disguised as like a stormtrooper and they're in their base, and they open the door and there's like just two stormtroopers in front of them. But they edited. There's a newer version where they edited to make it look like there was like 50 stormtroopers when they opened the door.
Yeah. I
Or
get you.
they had original like this dude was the emperor, and they had him, this some guy playing the emperor. But then in the newer movies, there was a different actor playing as the emperor. So they went back and edited the old movies to use the same actor.
Shit. And like, when was this?
This could have been 90s when they. Some of them were edited in the 90s.
It's
Some were
really
edited in the
impressive if
early
you think about it
2000s.
though. Like, because if you think about it, like deep fake technology is really just like
Yeah,
becoming like an easy thing to do nowadays, where like a machine can do it.
yeah. Like you should see the newest Star Wars movie that no movie series that came out. There was so much deep fake done to that because it's set during the same time as the Empire Strikes Back and like the Last Jedi,
Yeah.
where you know the actor Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played as this character called Luke Skywalker, and they had to get like a guy who had the same like body shape as him from back in the 80s,
Yeah.
and he faked this guy to make him look like Mark Hamill did back in like the 80s.
Yeah.
And they did it, and it looked so well, and they got the voice
I
spot
think I've
on.
seen like a clip of that. I haven't watched the newest movie, but I've seen a clip of that.
Yeah, they
And
did it so well.
is there any like music you've heard that you think is kind of like that, where it's like from a certain decade or whatever, but it doesn't sound like that decade?
Probably the music you were showing me, like the Randy Rose Quiet Ride.
Oh
One.
yeah, 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 the Laughing Gas.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like it's from the 70s.
I know that solo is insane because like if you think about it, that was pre like it wasn't pre Eruption, but it was pre like the '80s, if you know what I mean. Like it was
Yeah,
pre the Guitar Shredders like era, you know?
yeah, or like Bohemian Rhapsody. That does
Yeah,
not sound like it's from 75.
true. Yeah, true. Because again, it was very like I feel like kind of genre bending,
Yeah,
and that's the whole thing I feel with Queen is like they were always they were always like a rock band, but they never like fit into a certain genre. Like some songs are like hard rock, some
like
songs.
yeah, like Tie Your Mother Down,
Mm,
pretty hard rock. But then you got songs like Love of My Life and
yeah,
like Killer
exactly.
Queen,
Which are like
and
completely
then
different. Like because Killer Queen is like what genre would you say that is? It's kind of like it's a ballad of some. No, it's not. It's
yeah,
not even a ballad because it's like a. Honestly,
you could
it's
say it's slightly jazz.
yeah. I think it sounds like it belongs in a musical. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, and then they got songs like Radio Gaga, which is like disco.
Yeah, for sure. Do you like disco?
Yeah, I like some of it. Like I like disco, not like straight disco, like disco mixed with other genres.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah,
the Daft Punk song "Get Lucky" that features Neil Rogers.
yeah.
That's like disco and funk together.
It's kind of like some certain foods, you know. Like some foods are good, but you got to mix them with a little something, you know. Otherwise, it's not.
It's like pasta.
Yeah,
It's not that
exactly.
good on
Like
its own,
no, I
but if you
love
add it with some
pasta.
sauce,
It's
but if you add it
real
with some
good. Yeah,
sauce, it's like
exactly. Like pasta on its own, it's like it's good. You know, pasta is one of my favorite foods,
yeah.
but pasta with sauce is like so much better than just pasta.
What type of pasta do?
What you mean, like shape or
Like
sauce?
spaghetti? Yeah, spaghetti
Um,
or like
It depends, honestly, but
penne
yes,
pasta,
I like spaghetti.
penne.
I'd say for like if I'm eating with like white sauce, spaghetti probably.
Yeah, but what's your favorite sauce for pasta?
White sauce probably. Never
Yeah,
mind, 100% white sauce.
my favorite pasta dish is carbonara.
Carbonara, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
White sauce is best,
yeah.
bro.
I make the best homemade carbonara.
Fuck yeah. Do you make it with like the original recipe where you put like egg and stuff?
Yeah, egg and cheese.
Yeah. I've never had it like that, honestly. I only had like the one with like cream and shit, you know?
Yeah, it looks more
And
like
milk.
the ones you get in an Italian restaurant.
Yeah. The one you make, yeah?
Yeah,
Cool. Cool. Um yeah, no, for sure. I don't think I've heard much disco, honestly, aside from like the typical like stereotypical songs that everyone knows.
but one thing you might know is all of Nirvana's Nevermind album was all disco drum.
Yeah.
All of it.
Honestly, like I feel like Dave Grohl's like approach to like creating drum lines has always been so interesting
Yeah,
because even like because I've seen him saying before how he plays guitar is kind of like how he plays drums, you know. But if you look really at his drumming, he kind of plays drums like he's writing a song, you know. It's kind of
yeah,
like because it. I feel like it's the ultimate like play what the song deserves or play what the song needs, you know.
yeah. Like that's what you're saying about him playing guitar like drums. That's basically the Everlong
Yeah,
song.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he also there's also a song of the newest album that does that as well. He thinks
I
of like the low strings as like the kick and the snare, and then he thinks of the high strings as like the cymbals.
I need to hear more stuff honestly from the newest album. I haven't had a chance to like listen to all of it. I've heard like I'd say most songs like separately but I've heard a decent amount of them. Nice. Fuck yeah.
vinyl.
Fuck yeah. Honestly, vinyl is something that I've wanted to get into for a while, but like it's expensive, so I want to like really plan before I do.
Yeah,
And
it's
like
pretty expensive.
cuz yeah, no, and I feel like it's not even just cuz buying the vinyls and stuff, it's not that much, but getting into it is
Sure.
expensive because you need to get like a turntable and everything.
Yeah, but transitioning from CD to vinyl is expensive.
Yeah, for sure. Especially because
Cause
I feel
like
like you have a lot of like you still have a lot of albums that you already have, so
you
you're like,
wanna
should I buy them
yeah,
again? You know?
because like most albums you'd get nowadays are like €10 if, and then like €15 or
For CDs, yeah,
yeah for like 15 to like 20 for like a new CD
yeah,
for like a new album. But then vinyls could be like the cheapest you'd get one for is like €25 or €30.
for sure.
But if it
That's
comes
honestly what's been like kind of like why I haven't done it yet, but I will.
yeah
I will definitely.
like I got the Hail to the King Avenged Sevenfold one, and like that easily could have been a €25 record. But because they decided to split up the songs and put like half on one record and half on the second record, they just doubled the price.
Yeah, honestly,
Like
like
that,
my
like
idea is like having like a room where I can put like a record player and stuff and put like a really nice sound system.
yeah, like Metallica did that with their newest album on CD. They had like 10 songs that they could easily put on one CD, but they
Yeah,
decided to put five on one CD and five on another CD, and like nearly doubled the price of it.
like a
It's
they
like
did like a double album, like.
yeah, but it was only like 10 songs. So
Mm.
and like you could have taken like the Black Album, which is 10 songs on one CD.
Yeah, cause yeah, no, cause like I'd say like 10, like honestly, 10 songs is like an average album
Yeah, but they had on the two different CDs,
because
five on one, five on
that's
the other.
something that I always like. I remember like when I was a kid and started getting into like music and stuff. I was always confused by like what is an
Yeah.
album, what is an EP, you know, like
I still don't understand really what an EP and album is. Like I see EPs that have the same amount of songs as like an album.
yeah, that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people play kind of loose with the definition of like this is an EP, this is an album. Like I was
Yeah,
talking to my friend Jacob, and he like from what he said, I get that it's like I think if you're putting like 4 to 5 songs together, that's an EP, you know.
yeah,
But I guess like in that case you were saying about Metallica, they basically did like a double EP,
yeah. Basically, yeah,
but then it's an album, you know.
yeah. Don't know why they did it like that.
And would you say a bigger Metallica fan or a bigger Megadeth fan?
That's a hard one. Well, I got into Metallica first.
Yeah, but I feel like
Uh,
most people did.
yeah, but I only like in the last like 6 months or like, yeah, 6 months. I'd say I really got into Megadeth.
Yeah. For me,
Like
yeah.
I always,
For me, I really like Metallica, and then like after I started listening to Megadeth, I could say like I think Megadeth in some ways are better, if you know what I mean.
yeah,
Like,
like Dave's vocals.
yeah, yeah.
He's not a good vocalist.
No, he's this thing. I feel like he's never claimed to be an amazing singer,
Yeah,
and I feel like it really fits the song. You know, like I couldn't imagine anyone else singing for Megadeth, if you know what I mean.
yeah. And I always heard like when Dave ever did like some lead stuff in Megadeth, I always heard like how muddy and messy it sounded.
Yeah,
But then
but
I always thought back to like he was the lead guitarist for Metallica.
yeah, but I
So
feel
what if
like
we said
honestly, yeah, no, because
like how?
I feel like his main thing was he's just always been a rhythm guy. It's not like
Yeah,
he can play lead, and it's kind of like Malcolm Young, right? Like Malcolm Young to me is one of the best guitarists of all time, and
yeah,
he
the
was
best rhythm.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's the best rhythm guitarist of all time. But like overall, if you think about it, no one can play like he played, and it's not that he couldn't play lead. I feel like it's just because he was so good at rhythm that it would be a waste for him not to play rhythm. You know.
he could play so tight.
Exactly, yeah. And it's the same thing with
I,
Dave, I think. Like he's just
yeah,
dude, some of the parts that he can like play and sing are insane because that's always something
like
that impresses me.
yeah, like the riff in Tornadoes of Souls.
The dum dum dum
Just
dum bum 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 bum.
yeah,
Yeah.
just before the solo.
Yeah.
I don't know
He
how he
plays that
plays that and
insane, yeah.
sings. I always wondered how he does that because like I can just about play that riff,
Yeah.
but if I was to sing, it would throw me way off.
Yeah, because it's really weird when you're like starting to like play and sing because it's kind of like you have to fight your own body because it's one of them have to be automatic, you know. But yeah, so I find it really impressive whenever anyone can play and sing, like play complex parts and sing at the same time, you know.
Yeah, like I remember who Sinister Gates were saying during he was doing like a breakdown of some I think it was the Beast and the Harlot, and it was during the chorus bit where
Yeah,
he does that like slow like sweep bit. And he
yeah.
always talked about how he was like really influenced by like guys like James Hetfield who were able to play like these syncopated riffs, but also sing at the same time.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, because that's the thing. Like I feel like because one of them have to be automatic when you're doing some like
Yeah,
syncopated or anything that's like kind of off the normal like 4/4 grid. It's
yeah.
always like a mind jumble, you know.
Or talking about off the 4/4 grid. There's one song off. It was Metropolis Part 2 by Dream Theater,
Yeah,
where it like changes its time signature about 50 or 60 times throughout the song.
yeah.
And I have no idea how they were able to play.
Honestly, yeah, because I feel like when you're changing time signatures a lot, it's so hard to like always keep the steady like tempo going.
Yeah, it would change from like 4/4 to 5/4 to 3/4 to 4/8 to like 3/16.
That's something I always found really interesting, like with time signatures, because if you think about it, like a lot of songs aren't like it's happened to me so many times where like I'll have an idea for a riff or whatever, and then I start to like tab it out or whatever on Guitar Pro, and the song is in 3/4. Like I thought it was in 4/4, but it's in 3/4.
Yeah, Yeah, that actually happened to me with the college assignment.
Yeah,
I came up with like a melody for the intro of the animation we have to do, and I
yeah,
thought it was in 4/4. And then our tutor was like, "That's are you sure you're in the right time signature? I think it's like 3/4."
yeah.
And she sorted it out, and it was 3/4.
But honestly, it's weird you say that because the same thing happened to me. Because but I was trying to, I was trying to develop the main, because I had like a melody in my head, and I was trying to like develop it into something more, and I like put it down or whatever, and it just wouldn't like be in time, if you know what I mean. So then I put in 3/4, and it synced up the animation perfectly.
Yeah, I thought mine was always in 4/4 because it had 4 notes in it.
So, but I wonder, is it because of the pacing of the animation? Because that's the thing. Like,
Maybe.
I wonder would different if you're like developing a soundtrack for, like a game or a movie, would 3/4 or 4/4 lend itself better to certain scenes? If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I say it would.
Because like I mean, just pacing wise, you know.
Yeah,
And would you say you like playing in like different time signatures?
but I don't really like most of the songs I play along to are like in 4/4.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever remember playing in a different time signature.
I've played. Okay, so the only songs that I know that are in a different time signature is Diary of a Madman, which
Yeah,
is in 5/4, I think. It's been a while since I learned it. Like I know how to play it now, but it's like I don't remember exactly. I think it's in 5/4. It's kind of
there
like you
might
go
be.
4/4 and
Yeah,
one more beat.
yeah. There might be some songs that I played before that are not in 4/4. I
But
just
you,
don't know
yeah,
off the top of my head.
yeah, I know. But that's the thing. You probably like there might be songs you play that are in a different time signature and you don't even know it because you just assume it's 4/4. You know.
Yeah,
And I don't know. I always find it really cool when bands incorporate time signatures like that. It's kind of like that band I showed you, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
yeah.
Most of their songs are in 7/4. Like a lot of their songs are in 7/4. And
Never knew that.
yeah, and the what do you call it? Is it Not a Gun Infinity the name of the album? It's the one that loops. I think it's Not a Gun Infinity is the name of the album.
Yeah,
I know there's a song called Not a Gun Infinity in it, but yeah, most of the songs in that are in 7/4. And it's weird because you can't tell, like it
yeah.
sounds
I
like
would never know.
normal.
I would never have known that it was a 7/4.
Yeah.
It always just sounded like 4/4 to me.
When you're making like music with like a DAW, like Reason for example, do you prefer
Yeah.
to put stuff in with a MIDI keyboard?
Definitely, yeah.
It's weird because I don't.
I
All
find
the
it hard.
all the stuff that
find
I've
it
done
hard.
that you've
Yeah,
heard, I've put in through like just clicking. Like I just like I will like get the keyboard right and kind of like lay down a basic idea of what I'm thinking.
yeah.
If like that's like what I have to do. But normally I'll like get my guitar, figure out like what the notes are. Like I'll come up with a melody, figure out what the notes are, and then just enter them in the sequencer and adjust the the velocity and stuff of the notes.
Never thought of doing it that way before.
Because I don't know, I've tried playing keyboard before, like a little bit, and it's just never like I don't really like playing keyboard. If you know
Like
what I
it's
mean?
not natural to you.
Well, it's not even that. Like it's like yeah, of course it's not. But I'm like even with like drums or whatever, I feel like drums would not come naturally to me because again, I've played them a couple of times and stuff, but I still like enjoy playing them. It
Yeah,
would be something I'd learn because I enjoy playing them. But with keyboard, it's just like I just don't find it that fun to play.
yeah. I've never was able to play keyboard because
Yeah,
I have like I have a small pinky, so like stretching is like
I
really
get
really
you.
awkward.
What instrument would you learn?
Probably the drums. I always
Drums are
wanted to
cool.
play drums.
Yeah. I wanted to play drums when I was a kid, and I did one lesson of it, and then I stopped. But I was really like small. I think I was like 3 or 4,
Yeah,
and I was like, I want to play drums. I want to play drums. I went to one lesson, and when I got there and I couldn't like play, the guy was like giving me like really basic exercises of like just hitting the hi hat to like keep time or whatever. I was like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, sorry that we had a glitchy mic.
yeah. I was saying that I always wanted to play a 12-string guitar.
A 12 string, yeah. Honestly, like
Yeah,
I've played once a 12 string, I think, but like I don't know. I wanted to get a 12 string, but I decided not to get it as like my because I was gonna
main.
get it as my first acoustic, but
Yeah,
then I was like, no, I need a normal acoustic first, and then I was gonna get it as my second, but then I was like, no, I want a classical instead. But my next will probably
yeah.
be a
When
12 string.
yeah, but when I first started learning guitar, I went to like a guitar teacher for like probably 6 months, and she had like a normal 6-string, but she also had like a 12-string,
Yeah.
and it just always sounded really cool.
Oh, I honestly I love the sound of 12 strings, but especially in like when it's used just as a texture, you know what I mean? Because I know like a lot of people use 12 strings just to give a different sound, you know.
Yeah,
But some songs I feel like, especially songs that are made using a 12 string, sounds kind of empty if you use a 6 string.
yeah. Like one song I love that uses a 12-string guitar has to be like "Suicide Note Part 1" by
Yeah,
Pantera.
yeah, exactly. Like
It-
the kind of like that ringing sound it has, like
yeah,
it's very
like
unique
a
to the 12
yeah,
string.
like a wouldn't sound right on a 6-string.
Would you get a
Maybe
12
if they
string electric?
no, it'd have to be a 12-string acoustic.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go like Jimmy Page now. I
yeah,
get one of them guitars,
double neck.
one neck, six. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know how people play that.
Honestly, I've never even like picked one up. I'm
Like
not even sure I've seen one in person.
I've only ever seen like I actually never seen Jimmy Page holding that guitar before.
Yeah.
I've only seen, I heard about it, and I've seen like the guitar,
Yeah.
but like I've seen like videos of Slash playing it before for like Knockings on Heaven's Door.
What do you think? What is the coolest guitar you've seen in person?
Coolest guitar I've seen in person. I don't know. My uncle has a really cool Fender.
Yeah. A
Like,
Strat
yeah,
or Telly?
yeah, Strat.
Nice. Fuck
And
yeah.
then
I honestly I want to get a Fender Telly, or sorry, a Fender Strat,
yeah,
because I feel like everyone has to have one. You know, you just have to have one.
or like the Gibson like Dara had, who
Oh
was a
yeah,
tutor.
the black one, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh dude, and that was like I think he said it's a 75.
yeah,
It's a mid 70s to late 70s one, anyways, and it's so nice. He had it like completely like restored and shit. Like it's a black one with like gold hardware and shit. Looks fucking sick.
yeah. Uh, if only I had it.
um, would you what guitar would you buy like next? Would you say what is your next acquisition?
I don't know. I would go for a Dean if there was more left-handed Deans, because
Yeah,
I'm a left-handed guitarist.
yeah, very important
But
fact.
the only left-handed ones they have are like the one I have. They have the staff one in like just a V shape,
Yeah,
and then they have like the Dime from Hell, like the
I
lightning one,
I remember the
signature.
first time you brought in your guitar, like, and I was like, I knew you were left-handed, but just didn't click with me because I was like, yeah, sure, like I can play the guitar because I didn't have my guitar in, and then like you finished playing, and I was like, oh, can I play? And you were like, I don't think you can, and I was like, what
Yeah,
do you mean? And you're like, it's a left-handed guitar, bro.
and then you held it, I think, and you're like, "What is this?"
Yeah,
That's what I was actually at a friend's house, and he had um Rocksmith,
yeah.
the game, and he had his guitar plugged in, and he handed it to me. His dad was in the room, and he handed it to me, and he's like, "Go ahead and play." I was like, "I can't play this a right-handed guitar." What do you mean you can't play? It's like I'm playing guitar left-handed. Well, if Jimmy Page can play a left-handed guitar and a right-handed guitar, you can play it. I was like, "Well, I'm not Jimmy. No, not Jimmy Page. Jimi Hendrix." I was like, "Well, I'm not
I feel
Jimi
like yeah, I
Hendrix."
feel like if you don't
What?
play guitar, you wouldn't understand. But like it's just like it's a completely different instrument. Like because it's like it's opposite, you know.
Yeah.
It's like you ever try brushing
Or
your teeth with your like left hand? Like it's just like
yes, I have.
or no. I know you have. I know you have. But I mean, have you ever tried brushing your teeth with your right hand?
No.
It's so hard. Like and imagine like the amount of effort it takes to like brush your teeth compared to play the guitar. You know,
Yeah.
it's just so unnatural. Like if you to play the one opposite to your one. But some people do it honestly. Like um, Michelangelo Baccio.
Yeah. He can play both.
Yeah, exactly, and it's ridiculous because he can't just like play both. He can like shred
Play
like
both at
on
once.
both. Yeah, yeah,
Like, yeah.
and yeah. No, my honestly, I don't think I'm gonna get a guitar for now. But I am planning on modding my Epiphone, the white one here. I'm not sure if you can see it down there.
Yeah, yeah. And what are you gonna do to it?
And want to change the pickups on it,
Yeah,
and
what pickups are in it? What pickups are in it, do you know?
it's an Epiphone, like it's stock Epiphone pickups.
Alright, okay. Because
Yeah,
I have an Epiphone, and it has like, it's like a Gibson guitar just with Epiphone written on it.
yeah, the
It's a
Tony Iommi signature.
Tony Iommi, yeah, signature.
Yeah.
It got like Gibson pickups in it.
Yeah, no, and honestly, like I feel like if you that's the thing though, I don't know what pickups I'm gonna put in it, and I don't know what exactly I'm gonna do to it, but I honestly like the pickups aren't even the main thing I want to do to it yet. I just want to like give her a good setup and shit because it's like
Yeah.
crucial with guitars.
I always thought about getting a guitar and like modding it and putting like a pair of like James Hetfield pickups in it.
Like the EMG ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly like I wanted to get I for a while I was thinking about changing my Jackson's pickups for Seymour Duncan's. I was looking at
Yeah.
the Black Winter set, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't think it's worth it.
I always rather like Kirk Hammett's pickups. They're like slightly different than James, but Kirk never made like a signature pair.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
wish he would make one.
What pickups does he use? You know?
He uses EMGs.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But
But
it's like normal EMGs. Like it's not like a
There's something
special
done
set.
to them.
Oh,
There's like
okay.
something done to them. They're not like stock.
That's kind of like with Dimebag, because there's a few like so. There's the I know Seymour Duncan makes the Dimebucker, which is like the Dimebag signature.
Yeah.
But it's not the Dimebag signature. It's based on Dimebag, but that's not actually like what he used at all. He used like these like custom mount wound ones. I forget
Yeah,
the
yeah.
name of the brand, but
Like done like the old-fashioned way,
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like a
but
dude and
hand
he
wound.
modded. Yeah, honestly, that's
Yeah.
like a thing that's always like amazed me, and like I always wanted to meet like small kind of like guitar makers and shit, like luthiers and shit.
Yeah, like
Cause yeah, cause I find it so impressive, like a one man shop kind of thing,
yeah, because I don't know if you heard, but there's like a new guitar company out called Sean's Guitars,
No, I wait,
uh,
maybe, not
and
sure.
they're like Korean, but they make like really high-end guitars.
Yeah, yeah, no, and that's
Um,
the thing. A lot of those like
and they're like yeah,
a lot of those smaller brands are so impressive when it comes to like the price of performance you get. You know what I mean?
yeah, like the YouTuber the do he got sponsored by them to use the guitar,
Yeah,
and
one of
like the
theirs. Yeah.
shape is the shape is kind of like odd. Like when he plays it, you don't really know
Here,
it,
I'll
but if
search
you
up
go on
what are they? They're called what? What's the name of the brand?
Sean's Guitars,
Sean spelled like with a W.
SEAN, SEAN,
Okay. You think I'd know?
like the and yeah.
Sean's guitars. Is it this one? You know?
Yeah, yeah, that's the guitar.
I mean,
Like the
it looks
shape is
pretty
kind of
cool. It looks pretty cool. It looks different.
yeah,
Honestly,
like
this kind of looks like something you'd like a guitar you could like make in Guitar Hero
yeah.
back when they had like you
That's
could
that's
customize
actually
guitar.
the exact finish that the YouTuber had.
Yeah,
The one he sent that exact finish.
I like it. It looks cool. It looks cool. I
Yeah,
I don't know. I think like have you ever played Guitar Hero?
no.
I honestly I really wish like it was still a thing.
So
I
you're
wanna
from the Guitar Hero generation then?
yeah. I mean like no
Is that
like
what made you want to play guitar?
no. I never got into music because of Guitar Hero, but like I loved Guitar Hero because I loved music.
Yeah, it's like Post Malone. He said the reason he wanted to play guitar is because he felt cool with the controller,
Yeah,
and he wanted
honestly,
to
and
like
like I feel like
hold
there's a lot
the
of
real
people that
thing.
like were in that situation
Yeah,
because like I feel like it was a time I saw Herman Lee talking about it. He was saying how like it was at a time when like guitar music wasn't at a very popular state,
yeah,
and a lot of kids that weren't even into like rock and stuff started like listening to that kind of music because of Guitar Hero.
yeah. Like I
So
only ever played like the there's like a copy of Guitar Hero made for like it's like a web browser game.
Guitar Flash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
only
yeah.
ever played that.
Honestly, no, like I really like Guitar Hero. I wanna try try Rocksmith
Yeah,
because it seems really cool. Like the idea, it's like Guitar Hero but with a real guitar.
yeah, but I've heard a lot of like people having like latency issues because like a lot of
Yeah.
people play on console. Before on console, there's like a USB to jack cable.
Honestly,
But
like
the
on PC, I guess you could. Can you just put like a USB interface?
probably yeah
I'd say that would work, right? Yeah, that's
should work.
cool. Might try it.
But then, did you ever see like there's mini games in Rocksmith?
No,
There's like actual mini games in Rocksmith,
fuck yeah. Um, I've
and but
actually
you're
I've only seen like
there's
videos of people playing it. I've never like played it anywhere.
yeah, and like you control your character with the different frets in your guitar.
Oh shit, that's cool. No, that's sick. That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I definitely want to get into it. But yeah, I think we're gonna have to wrap things up.
yeah,
And it was a pleasure having you on, Liam.
yeah. Thank
Hoping
you for
you'll
having
come
me.
back. Hoping you'll come back.
Yeah,
And whenever your podcast becomes a thing, hopefully you said next week or next 2 weeks, yeah?
yeah,
Yeah, fuck yeah. Then everyone check out Liam's podcast. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be tremendous. Some might even
yeah,
say splendid. But
yeah.
but yeah,
The best podcast out there.
fuck yeah. Maybe second best. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
But yeah, I'll see you later.
See ya.